But I thought I was going to die, and I kind of wanted to die. That was what got me, was that, like, I can't live like this, but I can't stop. So maybe it'd be better if I just had a heart attack.
I didn't want my wife at that time was my girlfriend. I kept saying, you know what? Whatever I do. But some people in life don't deserve to find somebody on the floor, purple.
Right.
You know. If I'm at the...
I never had rules like that. If you're wondering how much I did, I didn't have that rule. Like, look, I love you. I don't want you to find me purple. Just a policy.
I just thought about it. Have you ever found somebody
No.
dead? Not from an OD or anything. Just somebody shot in the head. Somebody got hit by a car.
No, I don't live that life.
It stays with you forever. It could be a relative. I couldn't imagine being in a room with 4 guys who you love with an 8 ball on the floor, and a hooker comes over and everybody's getting their dick sucked and somebody goes, and passes out.
You always thought that was going to happen, though. That's one of the reasons why I stopped. It's like someone's going to go down, and I don't want it to be me.
Well, it was the same fucking thing. It was the same psychology.
Yeah.
I kept saying, you know what? If I died, it wouldn't matter. But if she finds me, she's going to stay with this poor girl forever, and she don't deserve this. You know? Yeah. Every morning I wake up, Mark Maron. The other night I put Narco on. A friend came over, and they're like, do you have Narco? I want to watch it. I'm like, okay. And then we were talking. I thought about it, how lucky my life was. And all of a sudden today, the chick from IMC sent me the trailer. And I saw a picture of you, and I'm like, how lucky are we? This fucking guy, how lucky is he that you got the greatest second chance of all fucking time? You and Bernard King. You know Bernard King?
No.
Played for the Knicks.
Oh, yeah?
Great. He went out to the Golden State Warriors, got the comeback player of the year, then they got him back the Knicks, and he just destroyed the league for 3 years. That's what you did. You were a comeback fucking player of the year.
Yeah.
How lucky are we that we don't...
And the other thing I knew, like, you know, because I'd let it all go, was that, like, I could show up for work. You know, that's the other thing, that for whatever reason, you know, by the time I started the podcast, I was like, that ain't going to happen for me. I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to do this, see what happens. Yeah, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't sell tickets. I'm not going to be a big comic. I'm not going to have a TV show, but I'm going to just work and try to make something happen. And I let it go. I seriously let it go. Like all the, you know, sort of expectation. I'm just sort of like, I blew it. So now I'm going to sit in my garage and do this and just be honest and see what happens. And then it started to come. And when I got the opportunities, the one thing I knew that I would never have known any other time in my life was like, I can do this. I mean, I can show up for work. I don't give a fuck. Like I can, you know, I'm not afraid of this shit. I didn't think this was going to happen. And I just, you know, like, so I had a confidence. Like, I knew the first season it was going to be dicey with the acting. I knew if I got another season, I'd probably get a little better. You know, I just knew all this stuff from watching other guys. And then with the stand-up, I'm like, I know how to do this. Something just clicked. Like, I'm starting to draw crowds. And I'm like, I used to sit backstage before I went on. I'm like, I got fucking nothing. This is going to suck. That fucking table's bullshit. How the fuck, you know, the middle just blew me away. What the fuck am I, you know, this is fucked up. And I go out on stage with that attitude. And now, like, I'm like, I get to a place where I'm working. I'm like, I'm just going to look at the stage. I want to sit up there before the crowd comes in. I'm like, this is going to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, it all just, like, you know, I'm excited about it. And I don't think that would have happened in any other time. And it wouldn't have happened had I given a fuck. Because honestly, Joe, I don't, like, there's part of me that just doesn't give a fuck. And, like, and that's, like, that's threatening to people. Because they're like, you know, we might want you to, like, I don't care. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to do it. I don't know if I can do.
It's amazing to say that you don't care, and it's over 700 episodes.
Well, no, the podcast is my heart and my life. You know, the podcast is something that me and my business partner and producer Brendan have complete control over, and that's there, and that's its own thing. That became this thing that I could never have expected, and we make a nice living off it. But the other stuff, the TV stuff, now when people are like, you want to jump through hoops for anything? I'm like, nah, really. I don't really need to.
Why would you?
Yeah, and so when the opportunity came to do the show and we did it, it was like they gave us like complete creative freedom, you know. And I was just with a bunch of guys. I was nervous about things, and I made sure the stories were right and stuff. But I just didn't, you know, I wasn't afraid of anything, and I didn't see those people as having power over me anymore. That's the one thing that went away. You know, when you got me and my Brendan. We weren't business guys. We didn't know what the fuck a podcast was going to do or what. We just knew we were going to do it twice a week, and this was going to be the thing. And then as this model grew and people started to figure out how to make a little money, we grew with it, and then that was that. And then all of a sudden, it's like we got our own business. So this other shit is sort of like, yeah, maybe I'll do it, you know. And that changed everything. But it's like to have done a TV show, it's interesting. I did all the things that a comic wants to do. Like you always want to do your own show, and I did the comedy specials. But it's so funny because I did it off to the side still. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't the network pressure. There wasn't the fucking freaking out. It wasn't like my special's not on HBO. So it was this thing where like I could do it with a certain amount of peace of mind and a little more control, and like do it exactly the way I want it, and the people that find it, and that's that.
Do you think when I walked into fucking Felicia's garage and did a podcast with her that we'd be here? Did you think 20 years ago that
No.
the podcast would
No.
do what this did? I mean, do you think that the president would be on a fucking podcast?
In my house? No.
I mean, who thought about it? Nobody knew. When we got behind the microphones, I had no idea. I was going to get a job selling cars.
Were you?
Right down the corner. I just couldn't figure out how to pee in the bottle clean because I had that THC.
But you talked to the guy though?
I went over there.
Yeah.
I went over there and I talked to the guy and I told him I had done this in college and I was a closer at Douglas Toyota. The guy goes, let me check some references. Boom. Come and go pee.
Oh, thank God.
And I told him the truth. I said, listen, man, it's hot. So you got to give me a couple of days. I got to get my your kids pee or something. And then that whole thing, I started this with Felicia. And next thing you know, it grew. And we got together with Lee. And it's just been, at times I feel like Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that I've done other things in the business. That I'm not Justin Bieber. Like I've done movies and TV shows and shit and stand-up. So I love it. Listen, what they're paying for TV today, like I just got a guest star offer on the fucking CBS show a month ago, and I'm like, 8 days. I better go on the road for 3 days.
That's right.
Point. I better go on the road for 3 days and have a great time, have a hotel room, and order room service.
Right.
Go down to
Isn't
the
that
Sakiyaki bar.
isn't that amazing?
Unfucking believable.
That you make those choices. Like you back in the day, you would drop everything.
You'd cancel the club.
Cancel everything.
Cancel next week because I want to rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna win an Emmy for this shit.
Yeah.
This is gonna change my life.
You would burn a bridge at a club to do a fucking audition. Like you would You get this fucking call. You'd have a Friday and a Saturday, and they need you to fly out today. We can't put it on tape. And you're like, hey buddy, I gotta. So you burn that club, and then you go do. That's why on the road I got fucked. Like I never stayed out there in any consistent way. I never knew you had to build relationships with club owners. I would take any sort of like opportunity to try to audition or whatever, and think that was just part of it. And then like I didn't have no, I couldn't go really on the road.
We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.